Greetings, Flesh Wound Horror freaks, and welcome to a brand new episode of Flesh Wound Horror. We're going in Wild Eye, Raw, and Extreme tonight, and as we always do. And yeah, so I'm Daniel Shine. I'm joined by producer Todd Loya.
I prefer Red Lube.
Cool. And Pugs Dread.
Namaste. Red Lube's perfect.
So we're here tonight to, we got 4 Extreme Underground Horror reviews for you. Very excited. So we're going to get right into it. Our first film is from writer-director Paul Miccaroni. Wonder if that's a pseudonym.
Did he stick a feather in his hat, or am I mishearing?
Yeah, well, it's Mick. It's not Mac.
Wow, Dan.
It's Paul Miccaroni. That's how you say his name. God damn it. And this one.
Put your knee away.
An aging detective and his partner tirelessly pursue a gruesome psychosexual serial murderer, not Todd, named the Kubrick Killer. When the maniac falls right into their laps without them realizing it, fact and fiction begin to blur for the 3 men whose sense of reality seems less and less certain. All right, so Streets Run Red. Okay, so this was originally actually put out from Ungovernable Films. That's the company that did this. Some of the Wild Eye Raw and Extreme stuff is brand new. Some of it's like forgotten titles that maybe came out a few years ago. Some even longer. It just depends. But they tend to put out very rare stuff. And so okay, so this one definitely. How do I describe the tone? Horror comedy in a way, but it doesn't sacrifice how fucked up it is, because it's very, very fucked up. There's a particularly racist cop in this, so
No, I disagree. He never once hit a hard ER. That made me laugh because he kept saying, "Yeah,
yeah," and it felt so weird coming from this guy that I don't know how to describe him. He's kind of.
This is how I imagine it would sound if Dan actually did it in that movie.
That's fucked up.
Well, I mean, you'd be uncomfortable saying it, and that's the way it came off to me.
So
you can tell that's not an everyday word for him. So I guess good for him.
Yeah. So this one, obviously, some of the racism factors in because we're dealing with a black killer potentially, and
spoilers, Dan.
Well, it's not really a spoiler.
I know. I was just
what's my favorite one? You know how they are, or they all are.
And he's kind of doing like the bad lieutenant thing. He's got a like a black mistress and everything. So all right, first pros, very gory movie. And it's all practical. At one point, there are some guts pulled out of a gutted vagina. Now, practical, yes, a lot of times kind of in the more fake H.G. Lewis mold. I didn't really mind that. It's a lower budget movie. That really doesn't bother me too much. My favorite line is, "What the fuck is a vulva?"
I'd much rather have this than bad CG.
I agree. Yeah, and especially when you're dealing with a small micro budget film, you don't want cheesy fucking Atari looking light effects and all that. I mean, go for it. Even if it's not perfect, at least you know that is there. It actually exists, what you're looking at. Now, here's the greatest irony of this movie. And this,
Can I guess?
Can I guess? You can guess.
All right. Is it our favorite shape actor?
Our favorite 3-second shape actor, Tony Moran, who plays, he plays a gay crime scene photographer or a cocksucker, as he calls them, or as he tried to call Tyler Mane.
No, he did call.
Yeah, he did call Tyler Mane.
Real quick, I just got to say, I understand why John Carpenter only gave him 3 seconds of screen time.
Yeah, bit of an a-hole. But I'll be honest, he was funny as fuck. It's not a big role, but he was actually pretty funny in this. And kind of almost, I don't want to say steals the show because the cops are pretty funny, but
I wonder if it's timing. Like if we would have saw that a week ago before everything broke, we would just been like, God, he can't act. But now because he's like so belittling himself right after we saw it, does that make it more entertaining? That's what I was kind of wondering when I was watching it. But I was
the blow probably, yeah.
Because it could have just been like, God, he sucks. Why? That's what but circumstances.
Yeah, there's probably something in here for everybody. I mean, the mangled vaginas are kind of a theme. Speaking of mangled vaginas, Pugs, what did you think? Not that you are a mangled vagina, but you like that sort of thing.
I get it, Dan. Mangled vagina, Pugs, they go hand in hand. It makes me smile. Fuck Tony, first of all. He was funny though. I did enjoy the gore. I thought that was cool. It's probably the best part, but man, I'm being fucking I was being asked a lot to deal with this fucking movie. There's a lot of fucking downtime until we get to like some gore scenes. I think the coolest part is possibly, well, I don't want to give it's a slight spoiler, chopping up bodies. I had a great time watching that shit. Like, that's cool. Where do I apply? But other than that, yeah, it's just okay. Like, story-wise, I'm like, this could be better. Like, I wish they would have either went full-blown horror or full-blown comedy, because, mind you, it doesn't sacrifice for either, but this movie probably should have been told straightforward.
It's a bit of an oddity. You're right. I mean, it
didn't help it. It didn't help me fall in love with it. It's kind of be like, oh, I kind of want to like it more than I do, but we didn't quite get there. So, but it's okay.
Yeah, doesn't go full parody or anything. Todd, what did you think of the cop getting a BJ during some Todd play while taking that call?
I will say I was enjoying this film probably a lot more than both of you.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I like the idea.
I get why it's not perfect, but it was just one of those movies that puts you in a good spirit when you're done watching it. I had fun with the gore, the coal, yeah, that's this one, right? See, now I'm getting all confused. No, the coal is this one. Yeah. It's one, I don't know if like you're not into extreme, I don't know where it's going to land. Because I think if you're like turned off by the extreme gore, don't think the comedy is enough to save it. But if you are into that thing, I do recommend this one.
Yeah, it is in a weird space. It's not like, I don't want to say it's like a trauma type film, because it's not quite.
It's got moments.
Yeah, moments.
But I wouldn't go that far.
Speaking, what is Todd's favorite part of the whole movie?
I would have said when he was.
Okay, well, maybe Dan's gonna get it wrong.
One of the songs.
Super Bowl announcer Lloyd Kaufman.
Oh,
yes. The shit he was saying at me. See, you know what? And that's probably what was making. There you go.
That's the red lube that he's in.
Now you get it, because it would come back, and if you just listen, because I'll be honest, I watched it twice.
Well, you liked it then.
I also wanted a clear head watching it the second time. And yeah, Lloyd was having me laughing, but that's not a surprise.
No, Lloyd's the man.
Absolutely.
Honestly, if you watch it, just pay attention to all that stuff, and it might hit more of that comedy vibe.
Okay.
Yeah. It, like I said, it's an oddity, H.G. Lewis level effects. It made me laugh. Yeah, it's an odd one. So we rate on a scale of 0 to 5 stars. So we'll get right to it. Pugs, what say you?
I'm gonna go 2.5 with, if you like extreme gore, this is definitely worth checking out. I don't know if you'll love it, but you'll definitely want to check it off your watch list.
Absolutely. So there's something about this one. I'm giving it a 3. It definitely is above average. I didn't feel like I've seen this movie 50 times, which is always a plus. Is it a great movie? No, but it worked for me. What say you, Todd?
See, I to me, it's an entertaining movie, and as I already said, I watched it twice. I'm a 3.5. I'm realistic, and that's still kind of high, apparently, with everyone else. But yeah, if you like this line from Wild Eye, I think this is probably one of the better of the later batch. I mean, they opened up hard with like Cat Sick Blues and stuff at the beginning, Doll Syndrome. So I mean, they set the bar kind of high coming out the gate, which is good. And there's been a couple hit and misses in between, but I think this one, I felt the spirit of this line in it. So
absolutely,
I recommend it.
So all right,
shout out to Cat Sick Blues. I fucking love that movie.
That's probably my favorite that they put out on that line.
Easily for me.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Well, I don't know.
100%.
Maybe this is the next one, Dan. Oh wait, no.
We'll see. All right. So our next film is Bigfoot Blood Trap from writer-director John Oricho. And this one, while hunting, a Bigfoot attacks a woman and her family. After capturing the monster, they find a disturbed doctor who will pay any price for the beast to use in his breeding experiments. All right. So I'm familiar with this director. I actually think I met him at a couple chillers back in the day.
You tapped his foot in the stall?
No, I did not. Don't like him that much. You know, come on. Might be a few. Well, I'm not going to go there.
There might be a few actresses in this. Is that where you're going?
I'm trying. Why would you assume I was going there?
Okay, couple actors.
I am a respectable podcaster. I respect women, sir.
You should hear this man behind the scenes.
All lies. Fake news. Fake news.
Okay.
All right. So this one's definitely in the comedy realm, for sure. So from what I recall of this director and what I've seen, he tends to go hard on the skin, and he does. There's a lot of gratuitous nudity in this. Towards the beginning, we see lesbians in the woods doing what lesbians do. They had
me locked at the pissing in the beginning. I'll just leave it at that.
I thought so.
And one of the lesbians makes the mistake of shooting, I guess we'll call him Baby Squatch, who's obviously played by a little person and is hilarious. I kind of want a Baby Squatch movie.
I knew Dan would be in love at that point.
And I like when the lesbians start taking selfies with the body and, before the big dog Squatch shows up and deals with them. So yeah, this is obviously, like I said, not to be taken seriously. Don't look for a serious Bigfoot movie. You're certainly not going to get that here. But it's another one. It's dirty. It's funny. Overstays its welcome a little bit. Runs a little bit longer than I think it had to, and that's probably my biggest complaint. But overall, Edward X. Young is in this. Never worked with him, but I know he's somebody we talked to at one point. Good actor. And yeah, well, you get some Squatch on human diddling, It's fun. It's fun. I don't know.
It's no Bigfoot's Wild Weekend, but
and definitely no Night of the Demon. No biker gets his dick ripped off. So,
high bar.
But yeah, it's a high bar and it's hard to hit, and I'm not gonna hold it against this film. Pugs, what did you think?
Peaks and valleys, but lots of valleys. I actually did not care for this one that much. I hated the fucking suit. I mean, the boobs and blood were cool, but like, man, this one just stood. This one just took forever. I'm like, you need to wrap this shit up. Yeah, this is unnecessary. Or just fill it with more gore. Why are we hanging with these people? So, Yeah, this one I would not say is a must see. But if you're curious and you like Bigfoot and fucking extreme bullshit, I mean, you can't really ask for more except for a story.
I was fine with boobs and blood, so
Yeah.
If you got this down to like an hour, I think it would have gone.
It would have definitely been more digestible for sure.
It rented about 95, even cut it down to 80, and I think it would have flowed a lot better.
Yeah, I agree. That's one of the biggest issues with a lot of these nowadays. They run longer than they need to.
Yeah. And then when you have indie film, especially, you're like in love with all your footage, and sometimes you got to like let stuff go. It's hard when you shoot it all, but
I feel like deja vu right now. What did you like this one, Todd?
I had fun with it. I don't think it's you not the best Bigfoot movie, but see, I like the cheap suit, and it was just they knew
again, no CG.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing.
No movement either.
And see, that's what made it funny to me. This is one that it's another one I don't know exactly who to recommend it for. If you like boobs and blood, I mean, you'll get that, and I got that, so I was happy.
Yeah. This is definitely for the those of you not looking to get your socks blown off for sure. But I liked it. I found myself laughing quite a bit, and just trim it. That's all you had to do. Trim that bush. Trim that squatch.
The laughs were with it and at it though. So I don't want to laugh at the movie all the time. But
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I don't know. This was the right kind of stupid. It was just too long for me.
Yeah.
All right, so I give this one a 2.5. The length did hold it back a bit, but I still had a good time. I love Bigfoot movies. What can I say? How about you, Pugs?
Well, I didn't completely hate it, but it's definitely below average for me. I'll be generous. It's a 2, but I still don't know. I'm with Todd. I don't know who the hell I would recommend this to.
Squatch lovers. There's not a ton of Squatch movies that are great. It's not a huge list. So,
Harry and the Hendersons, sir.
Fuck yeah. John
There you
Lithgow.
go.
Now, if he would have ripped John Lithgow's dick off, that would have been the greatest.
You know what? I want Henry and the Hendersons, but I want it to be fucking Trinity from Dexter. Just them going on a murder spree.
That would be, yeah.
Did you rate it, Todd? I'm sorry.
I didn't. I'm in the middle too. It's average. It's 2. I mean, but like I said, boobs and blood, cheap suit. If you find that appealing, go for it.
Absolutely. All right.
And I'm pretty sure all of these so far are streaming on Tubi.
Yes. And all are also relatively cheap DVDs. You can usually get these for 10 to 13 if you decide to buy it.
Yeah.
Well, if you're
when
listening,
you order Cat Sick Blues and you want free shipping, get one of these.
Yeah.
Yes. There you go. All right. So moving on to our third of the evening, which is from director Sebastian Godin, Like Animator. What a title. Like Animator is a gnarly new creature feature in the tradition of classic late 80s and early 90s splatter flicks. The story follows a group of friends who go to an abandoned house for a weekend away, only to come across a mad scientist with some monster-making goo. When some of that goo, what are we, 12? When some of that goo turns the group into a hungry, lustful beast, well, let's just say it spells trouble. All right. So first off, props for ending in the memory of Conrad Brooks. What first finished movie that I made was with Conrad Brooks. So all right. So this one's not great. It unfortunately. So all right. So first off, I'll get to the good first. It looked like it was fun to make.
That's very kind.
Well, yeah, it looked like it was fun to make. Joel D. Wynkoop, who, if you don't know that name, is kind of a low budget Florida legend. He was in made a big name in Tim Ritter's early films, and stuff like Creep and what have you. Great to see him. Jeff Strand, who's an author that I'm a big fan of, has a small part as Dr. Creighton. Check out some of his books. He's amazing. Todd Sheets, another underground guy who has a cameo in here. So kind of cool to see that. Unfortunately, that's kind of where it stops. This one is 59 minutes, and I felt it, which is not a good sign. But props for not going too long. This is just one of those ones that just doesn't work. It feels like, friends going out to make a movie, and I totally sympathize with that. I get it. This one just missed. It missed, and it missed pretty hard. This is one of those ones where I would say like they should have thrown a little more blood, a little more skin. I hate to sound like a broken record on that, but it does help with this level of movie.
See our last review if you don't believe us.
Yes, definitely helps. And
Dude, I guarantee you this was like, it'd be fucking cool.
Right?
I just watched Reanimator and fucking Wolfman. I can't hear me out, like Animator.
You're not too far off, I'm sure.
Well, homegrown. The creature is practical.
Yeah.
So there's that. Not the most believable couple in this one. You know what? Hey, no money. It feels stretched out even at 59 minutes. This one I would even say like, hey, you could have done this in 20. And some of the editing was also off. They try. James Balsamo also pops up is a radio voice, actually, I believe in this, and that was the best part. Another guy I actually got to work with and on MVZ. Really funny guy. He often steals the show. But yeah, overall, just doesn't quite. It's a misfire. How about you, Todd?
I don't think there's any much more to say to add to what you said. It's just not. Earlier, I was talking about how sometimes the line's a hit and a miss. Unfortunately, this is a miss. I really have nothing more to say. Watch one of the other two we've talked about so far.
Yeah.
So,
but yay. Sometimes maybe you'll find a little bit of enjoyment. You got a paper mache like monster. Some people that's can still put a smile on some people's faces.
Get a group of people, get some beers, light one up, and you might have fun with it.
There you go.
Maybe. Unfortunately, I can only give this one a 1. What say you, Todd?
I'm a little bit higher. I'm a 1.5. I mean, we're not like breaking the bank with those ratings, but
no. So there you go. The only one that doesn't feel especially extreme, though, but still got some gore, but kind of an odd one for the line. But but all right, let's end strong, shall we?
Or will we?
Or
will we? You never know. So our final film of the evening is Watch Me Die from director Thomas Banuelos. This was also titled Murder, Death, Kill at one point. Must
MDK.
Be a Demolition Man fan.
See, I that's not the first place I went.
That's where I go.
Well, I went with Nick Gage.
Yes, but where did he get it from?
Oh, I'm sure, but that's the first thing that popped in my mind.
You really matched his meat. Really licked his ass. We should do a commentary on that movie soon.
I haven't watched it in so long. I'd be down with that.
It's coming true, so yeah, I think Demolition Man's kind of a must.
And
in some ways.
Snipes never told us what the 3 seashells were for, but we'll have to keep wondering.
All right, so this one, Watch Me Die. A nameless psychopath who videotapes the horrific murders of beautiful young women discovers that he may be a character in someone else's snuff film. All right, so if I had to make a pitch for this one, this is like Tinder for Tods. Some of the women in this are, yeah, very, very.
The blonde.
I was gonna
Agreeable.
say you could say attractive, Dan. That's not sexist. Say
Well, I
this
meant-
features some.
Yeah, down for anything, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll say.
You know what? We'll get into that later.
Yes. So this one's got some very offensive, probably to a lot of people,
No.
racist humor. Not Pugs. I know.
I was
no
enjoying
issues with
myself
it.
because that really came out of nowhere. Not to cut you off, Dan. I did
That's
not
fine.
expect it to escalate that fast. I was like, oh, okay. Oh, again. I like her.
Hey, look,
That's what I felt.
this one justifies that extreme label all the way. So yeah, for fans of Maniac and any sort of serial killer with a camera sort of movies, which we've had a lot of those recently, this will satisfy you. There is humor, but this one's not a horror comedy by any means. There is some pretty rough gore, but also interesting killer because he kind of meets a girl that's down for a lot of his wickedness, and they even reference Mel Gibson after some of the racism, which I was like, oh wow.
Our Lord and Savior.
My favorite line with the actress, I'm like Daniel Day-Lewis with tits. Tons of gratuitous nudity, a lot of
It was not
quotable lines.
gratuitous. It was not gratuitous. It was all very, very important to the plot. Thank you.
Plot essential, absolutely. I could quote this. There were so many things. Promise me you won't cut off my tits. I don't feel like
can't
that's
keep that
ever
promise.
gonna
Yeah.
come up in polite conversation, but
No, just me.
Fucking heat,
uh,
in the heat of the moment, I've said some shit.
Bugs, what did you
Guilty?
think of this one? This one was rough. What did you think?
Yes. Now you do have to suffer a little bit through some boring moments. However, I recommend you do that because I had a fucking blast, especially with the opening. And then when my blonde homegirl comes into the movie, I'm just like, yes, I am in love with you. Your fucking cheetah print matching outfit is the shit. Your vocabulary is spot on. I fucking like during that moment of the movie, I was tuned in so well. I loved it.
Pleasant to look at, wasn't she?
Oh, good lord! And she had that
yeah.
like ditzy blonde lisp that was like, yeah, it's good shit. I was like, maybe we should leave her alone. I don't know how you guys feel. I'm like, but after that point, I'm like, oh, the movie already peaked. We're just playing with house money here, and we're not winning anymore. Yeah, but I did like it. But there's certain parts that I was like, fuck, this is really boring. Let's get back to the fucking business.
I think that was recharge time. You had to have that downtime for you.
Maybe.
You can't have nipples being cut off every 2 minutes. Bugs.
We should.
You gotta
I
go
need a
little
break. Come on.
But yeah, like the whole like the end, the twist end, whatever. It was okay, but at that point, I'm like, I liked what I saw already. This movie's gonna get a decent rating from me. So yeah, I'd recommend watching this for sure.
Yeah, the ending's the only thing, my only kind of complaint, because I love this shocker. You guys know I was probably like 10 minutes in before we're talking about this. I too fell in love with the blonde in there. My favorite moment though is when she's trying to make him promise not to hurt her, and he never says it. I love that little moment.
He's not a liar.
That's right. But yeah, I didn't want him to kill her. I'll admit it. I was on that
Right?
one.
Like maybe we can let this one go. She'll
Well, I didn't
join.
know about all that, but Hey, did you not? Who else did not pop for It's Only a Movie? When the line says, I was dying.
It's well written. Like, I'll put it over for that, because a lot of these movies you don't get credit for writing. Sometimes it's a lot. I'm surprised Pugs didn't quote "looks like your black bleeds red." I thought that was that was going to be what you were going to quote.
I have to say, it even had a lesbian scene that I wasn't like, oh god, next. Am I not allowed to say that, Dan? You oofed.
No, you made me proud.
I didn't know if that was oof.
I think that was a proud oof. A good oof.
Okay, I couldn't tell.
Oof.
Oh, okay. You threw me off.
That is an oof.
I'm not switching
approval.
I'm not switching. I'm not changing my camp in my opinion, but
you're
that was
insane.
Well, we'll talk about that a different day. Patreon debate.
Yeah, we have a Patreon debate.
That'd be funny.
Hayden Cornelius, actually, our Patreon review of Super Hornio Brothers. So check that out. Fleshwoundfeatures.com and patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures.
You got it in. That's good. All right. So the movie, I don't know if there's, I know. Any other quotes you want to drop there, Dan, that you have in your notes?
But there's more.
You got them all. I know there is. I didn't know if you had any more written down.
Blood, boobs, and quotes.
Yeah.
The main dude's no Elijah Wood, but like he did his part.
He was good. Yeah, he was good. You don't see him as much as Elijah either, so there's that. But
well, there's a difference when you want to see Elijah. I was fine with the POV the whole time. I got annoyed when we actually saw.
I did too. I was like, that guy.
It breaks the whole immersion, so it wasn't working for me.
You can edit it, Todd. Like when it cuts, it's you.
I'm actually really upset with myself. I did not realize that I already had this on DVD. It had a previous release, and I never watched it. Yeah, and actually the poster is a really good poster, and it features the blonde, and I just got through in my stack to watch. I'll send you the poster. A picture.
Nice.
So actually, we'll probably pop it up on the screen. So
is she still is she acting in anything? Because like I think she'd make a killing in the adult film industry.
I would cast the fuck out of that lady.
So I'll work on an interview.
I don't know.
I got it. I'll conduct.
Yeah.
All right. So I think needless to say, if you're into this type of film, you'll like this one. I liked it quite a bit. I give it 3.5 stars. What say you, Pugs?
Nice. I would normally probably give it the same, but fucking Homegirl's gonna bump it up a half, so 4 stars from me.
Nice.
All right. I went back and forth on this one. Another one I watched twice, really liked it. I'm gonna give it a 4.5. The only thing that held it back for me was the ending. I wasn't in love with that ending. So we need like a Henry type ending. Just
fuck yeah.
Right? Would have been so much better. But what we got, and I think this is the best of the night. And I say go grab it. Yeah.
3 out of 4 ain't bad. For me, it was 3 out of 4 that I actually enjoyed. So yeah. Check these out. 100%. So as I said, patreon.com.
Before we do that, I feel rude. I don't remember Blonde Girl's name. Do we have access
is that Audrey or is that
I remember looking her up on IMDb and she had no photo, so that's what I was at.
Okay.
I believe she is
Audrey Jane.
Jane.
Yeah, Tracy Ashbourne.
Yeah.
Tracy Ashbourne. Shout out. Love you.
She's also in Beach Massacre Kill at Devil Hills. I gotta see what the.
We're gonna review those in a future episode.
So I'm guessing we're doing a Tracy Ashbourne show. Dan, you're welcome to join us.
Absolutely. She hasn't done a lot, but holy fuck, does she have potential?
Mm-hmm.
She also danced in Vegas, apparently. So
she's also in that Adrenochrome that I know someone was talking about recently.
Yes,
Adrenochrome.
Yeah, she's in that.
Oh, well, I will be watching.
What side of the fence is she on? She can lure men. I don't know if she can lure children, but who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? All right. So, fleshwoundfeatures.com, where you can also find the link to our Teespring store. We've got other stuff we're working on. And again, certain things aren't going to be up there forever. So if you want some of the shirts, grab them. Also, patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures for early uncensored and original content. We got a Hayden Cornelius episode coming up this week, and several other things. Also, be sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on YouTube because it really helps us, and we appreciate that very, very much.
And also, if you want to get $3 off your horror pack, use the code Haunted Castle, or click the link I'm going to put in the description. So, Haunted Castle, $3 off your horror pack. Go do that.
There you go.
All right, on that,
I think that's it.
With all that being said, follow us across all the social media bullshits. Make sure you check out our Patreon and fleshwoundfeatures.com. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you N-words later. Dan?
Guten Tag, good night.
Todd?
Oops.
Todd's being rude today.
Well,
fuck you too, Todd.
All right, Pugs.
I'll see you in Disneyland.
All right, let's try it again.